I mean, it's just unfortunate. I don't want to hear about, people losing their jobs, about studios folding, but, this sort of thing makes it difficult because these people have relied on these tactics, for so long, and, it was a tried and true formula. And I think it's kind of pitiful, really, that, it's as if the government, Japan just sort of woke up one day and said, "Oh my God, there is a game called Rape Lay." Dude, that game's been out forever. Like, I mean, I don't know when it came out, but, I mean, I've heard talk of it, just around random message boards and, whatever, forever. Because, dude, like, train molestation simulators, it's, not my thing, but, obviously it's working for somebody, and, what else can I say about that, really? Some studios probably will take this opportunity, if you want to call it that opportunity, more like, they're going to be forced to sort of shift their business model, but, I don't think it's going to be many, and again, my truck used Type Moon and Key, as examples for studios that, tell great stories, within this genre, I guess referring to, within the Eroge category, but at the same time, you gotta remember that those studios did, or, and have, they originally were in Eroge studio. Like, every title that Type Moon has released up until this point has been Eroge, at least at the start. Tsukihime, Fate Stay Night, Kogetsu Toya, and Fate Hollow Exteria, all the visual novels that they put up to this point have had, H material. So, I mean, I know that's not going to be true with Type Moon's next release, Witch and the Holy Night, which, cool, but it just goes to show you that, I mean, it's an easy way, I guess, to get in, because, it does sort of, if you tell a great story, that's great. You get, an aspect of the audience. You get part of, this core group that is interested in these type of games. People like me, but in Japan where they can actually freaking read that. But then, of course, you have the H aspect, which gets another segment of the audience. And, when you get a great story and the Eroge, I think they sort of know that they get a broader spectrum of gamers that, plays on the PC. Now, like all ages games, excuse me, like, Witch on the Holy Night that's going to come out, or say Fate Stay Night, which, in all ages for the PS2. On the PS2, I think that perhaps they sort of, grasp at a larger market because, there's a lot of other people, a lot more people, I think, looking at that, that are aware of that. So when they see this game, they're made aware of it for the first time. And, now that Type Moon has such exposure because of that, like, they don't have to worry about that as much, which is why they're, in a position where they're able to release a game like A Witch on the Holy Night that does not contain any Eroge in it. And, they're still confident that it'll sell well because they've got this great established universe, set of just loaded with material. And, people who become interested in their games, no matter which one it may be, or, say they read the Kara no Kyokai novel, or, see the animes, or, there's all these venues for people to get invested in the Type Moon product. And then they're able to seek out, more, titles and more of what has happened in this universe. Now I know less about Key, but I know that the Canon fan patch is going to be released soon, so I hope to play that pretty soon. But, Canon, Clannad, both H titles as well, so, this, I think that is not uncommon. Even though these development studios tell great stories, undoubtedly, they also all, are Eroge. So, it is what it is. I think the Eroge industry will march on, but I think it'll, sort of be forced to march to the beat of a slightly different drum. There's a couple of other quick things I want to touch on before I end this. First of all, for those who have not tried it yet, there is an English fan-made shoujo game called Katawa Shoujo that is in development right now, and there is now a demo out for it. And it's pretty awesome. The demo is fantastic. The production values border on, professional. The premise, basically, it's a shoujo game revolving around handicapped girls. That may sound like, sort of a base, very, lowly core ideal for a game, but, like I mentioned with, Kana Little Sister, these sort of, taboo almost ideals, it's the subject material that isn't often, tackled because it's not PC. And, because of that, it's more interesting, But the characters in Katawa Shoujo are treated, with respect. It isn't like, they're completely helpless. Oh, God! So, because the characters are treated like that, and, of course, they have some jokes in there, but it's all done, with sort of a knee-jerk comedy that isn't really disrespectful to the characters or people that might have these illnesses. So, because of that, it's done tastefully, and I think that, any fan of the shoujo game should at least check it out. If you're overly sensitive, well, not overly sensitive, but if you are sensitive to that sort of thing, perhaps it'll rub you the wrong way, but I don't think so. I was surprised, actually, when I tried it out and found that it was actually, a really tastefully done project. And actually, I was made aware of that through someone who emailed me about it, and I forgot to pull that up before I started this, so give me just a second, and I will find that person. But anyway, while that is loading, because the internet's going very slowly, let's move on.